Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of DudeWutPodcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and this time I am joined once again by my good friend Mr. Callum Hamby. How the hell you doing, bro?
I'm really good. Yeah, enjoying this long weekend. Extra long for me, actually. I've got a few days either side off, so...
Have you? Are you off tomorrow as well?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I had lots of annual leave to use up before I leave my job, so...
Sweet.
Yeah, so I sort of stacked. I basically haven't used any of my annual leave for months, basically. So just had to use it all up.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think I've got Wednesday off this week, but I don't know why I didn't just book Tuesday. I always forget about the bank holiday, like Mondays.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So I had a nice weekend. I'm sure you'll get into it.
Yeah.
Because spent it with yourself and Adam.
Yeah.
On Friday night at least. Friday.
Yeah. So I was gonna chat about that because that was a hell of a night.
It's been nice.
Oh, good, man.
How about you?
So yeah, I just chilling. Basically, I mean, Saturday was pretty much a write-off for me. After Friday night, I was pretty hungover, to be fair.
Really?
So, yeah, I was.
Wow,
The thing with me is it doesn't take much to get me pretty hammered. So yeah, I was feeling.
I think I stopped right before it would have made me feel like crap. I think the thing that got me was having no sleep.
Yeah. yeah. So well, let's talk about it. So in the last couple podcasts, we spoke about this Red Hot Chili Peppers UK gig that we were going to go to, and we were looking forward to it for ages. I think I was like, we should go purely for the lols, you know. So we were looking forward to it for ages. The night came around. You guys travelled to mine, and you know, we were like, right, let's have a few beers before we leave. And we went out. We got there for like the doors open time, and we went to the bar, and we were like, right, let's massive selection of beers, which was pretty cool. You don't often see that. I guess maybe you do in like hipstery places, you know, where they've got loads of IPAs on tap and stuff. Well, that's great for me because I love the IPAs. So got ourselves some beers, and me and you were there, and we just thought, oh well, that's the geezer where the gig actually is, and because it looked like a restaurant, really, didn't it, when we went in? It didn't look like we were going to play a gig there. Yeah, it was all right. Beer was a bit pricey when you think about it.
I mean, to be honest, man, that's pretty average where I live.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we went and spoke to the guy, and we were like, hey, we're here for the Red Hot Chili Peppers gig. Like, is it upstairs? Where is it? You know. And the guy was like, yeah, man, it's upstairs. Doors are going to be opening soon. And he was like, but there's been some developments tonight. And we were like, yeah, like, what's happening? And he basically said that while they were on the way to the venue, the drummer who was in the car with the guitar player and the bass player, I imagine, basically wrecked on the motorway on the way to the gig. And we were like, oh shit, like, you know, fuck, is everyone all right? You know, he was like, yeah, they're fine, but they're currently upside down on the motorway, so they won't be coming, you know. And we were like, oh, right, okay. And he was like, but the lead singer he's still gonna come, and he's gonna do like a bit of an acoustic set. And, you know, it's not ideal, but we were like, yeah, it's still gonna be fun, cool. Let us know when the gig opens, you know. So we sat down, we had a couple of beers, we had some good chats, and then I think it was you or Adam who was like, yeah, the doors are open, let's go up. So we went upstairs to this venue, really smoky in there, you know, they had the old smoke machine on, and we sat down. We're like the only ones up there. There's maybe one other couple up there. We sat down, and we're just sort of waiting for this gig to start. And a guy comes out on stage, quite a young dude, and he starts like, feeling the wires, feeling the mic, checking it all out. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is sound check guy. He's going to just do the old 1 2 1 2 1 2 2, you know. He starts just like screaming down the microphone. And at this point, I don't think there was any back-in music or anything. He was just like screaming. And it was sort of like, it was just like, almost like Twin Peaks bizarre, wasn't it? It was just like, what the hell is actually going on here?
Wade is called.
What?
Wade? Wasn't it like Wade Rock Band or something?
Yeah, I thought that, like Wait or Wade Rock Band.
It was something like that, yeah.
Anyway, it turns out that this is actually the support act, and their band has also had a bit of an issue or something on the way to the gig, because only he has turned up. So
you
there's
didn't say why, you just said they just didn't come.
Yeah, well, he was just like, you know, I hope you guys are going to enjoy this terrible night, because it is a terrible night, you know. And it was like, shit, that's one way to start a gig right there. Get the crowd pumped, you know. But yeah, so he started shouting, singing. He had like the most metal-looking guitar with the cleanest tone of all time. And it was just bizarre. Like, it was... you know, I've been there. Me and Adam, we were both saying, you know, we've been in a band. We've been in that situation where you're playing a gig and nobody there is into it, you know, or it's like an absolutely dead venue. But it was fucking awful.
It was bad.
It was.
I mean, fair play to the dude, but it was bad.
It was really bad. The guy was struggling to sing. He was basically playing along to like backing tracks of his own band. Like, fair play. Me and Adam didn't even get to the stage where we had backing tracks to play to, kind of thing. But he was playing to backing tracks of his own band, and he was playing guitar. But like, I can't play guitar, right? So I can't really talk. But this geezer couldn't play guitar. I think it's safe to say. He did a. You know, he was like, what's everyone's favourite band? And, of course, a few people there were like, Chili Peppers, because that's, you know, what we're sort of there for. And he was like, no, it's Muse. And then he started playing, like, quite a well-known Muse song. I know the lyrics. I don't know the song or anything like that. But, yeah, it was just as bad as the rest, especially when it got to the guitar solo, which was like... Man, I mean, he was feeling himself as well. He was like on his knees, like, you know, horns in the air, you know, shredding that guitar, or at least attempting to.
Yeah. Like I say, the guy was very confident.
He was really confident, and we were like, I don't want to come across as like a dick, but it was, like I said, it was almost so bad that it was good. And it was hilarious. And I was having a great time at that point.
Yeah.
It was so funny. We were all three of us. Fee was sort of sat to the side, but me, you, and Adam were sat on this sofa. And we were just like leg slapping the whole time. But then he surprised us all with like a classical violin piece. And it was so weird because he was like, I'm shredding on the guitar. And then he was like, all right, now we're going to play... so-and-so by, you know, some bloke from the 1500s or something. And he started, like, shredding this violin, which, to be fair, he could actually play way better than he could play the guitar.
Yeah, I don't know anything about violin, but it sounded way better.
Yeah,
and I think and to be fair, violin is pretty hard to sound good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know. It's kind of hard to make it sound, like, half decent. I thought it was alright.
Yeah, I mean, like, it wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad. I would say the violin playing wasn't bad. So he's playing this thing, and he's standing like a rock star while he's playing this violin. And to be fair, we were whooping, we were cheering. Adam was like shouting encore every couple of minutes, you know, really shouting, loving it. So then he went back and then he played some more songs on guitar. We said, he was like, oh, I'm going to do a song by Pink Floyd. And as a joke, I said, sorry, got to sort my phone out. I should say, actually, I mean, not that it matters to anyone listening to the podcast, but we are attempting to record this as well. And it's like the first time we tried it, so you have to forgive us if I get notifications popping up because I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode or whatever. But yeah, he was like, I'm going to do Pink Floyd. And I was like, fucking hell, jeez. I said, what's he going to do? Comfortably Numb, ha ha ha, like a big joke, because it's got a lot of big guitar solos and stuff like that. And he then said, yeah, I'm going to do Comfortably Numb. And he was like, but I've never liked the vocals, so I'm going to completely change the vocals. Which is just something you just don't do to a classic song like that, because it then means that nobody in the crowd can, like, sing along. And what's the point in playing a song like Comfortably Numb if nobody can sing along? So he then played this thing, and I think me and you at the time were like, we're just going to hit the John, left Adam and Fee there.
And this is the first solo.
Yeah, when we came back, Adam was like, boys, like, you missed an absolute treat. He said,
I could hear it, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair, we could.
Toilets.
Adam said that he played the first solo on guitar. And Adam just said it was the most hilarious thing he's ever seen. So then we got up there, he then played the rest of the song, and he played the second solo on a violin, which is what I said he should have done.
But it was to start. But do you remember, it was the worst changeover. He basically dropped his guitar, fumbled around for a second. Like I said, I don't want to be too harsh, but it was funny.
No,
it was funny.
It was hilarious, but like I said, it wasn't so bad that I'm going to leave the venue. It was so bad that I want to see this geezer play. I didn't even care about the tribute band at this point. Because he was chatting in between each song as well, and he was just like, "Who wants to hear me butcher another song?" And everyone was like, "Yeah,
free bird."
Oh God, could you imagine? Free bird. Oh man, I wish we'd have shouted that out now. But anyway, he finished his set, and before he was like, how many songs more can I play? To the guys at the back. Anyway, he finished his set, and he was like, right, we know what you guys are all here for. You're here for. And then he was like, "What's your name again?"
Who are they?
To the guy. And this point,
it's like he did that on purpose.
Yeah. At this point as well, me, you, and Adam were cracking up because the guy who was the front man of the Chili Pepper tribute band, Anthony Kiedis, he was over at the bar having a pint, and we were all like, "Boys, Kiedis is having a pint at the bar." But yeah, so this guy came up on stage. He got his acoustic guitar out. Excuse me. He then also borrowed the kid's electric guitar, and we're thinking, he's just going to do a bit of an acoustic set. It's going to be cool. Still going to be pretty good. But it basically almost instantly just turned into glorified karaoke, because he put on a backing tracks, and then he just sort of played over it. And the first song he played was Better Man by Pearl Jam. And then he played a Nirvana song, and then he played something else, and we were all just sort of like, where's the Chili Peppers? He then did play a few Chili Pepper songs, but it just wasn't that great, because he was playing with the backing track, but the backing track was louder than his guitar was. So that's what I say, it's basically just karaoke. I mean, fair play to the guy. He was in a shit situation, with his band wrecking on the motorway. I would have just cancelled the gig, but I mean, fair play, we all paid to be there, so I think he was like, we'll give him a show. I actually do need to phone the venue to try and get a refund or something, and try that today.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going. Well, if they rearrange it, wouldn't mind going, but
yeah, I want to go to the rearranged one, because I still think it's going to be a cool night.
Yeah. It was that the second guy was he wasn't bad. He was a pretty decent singer.
Yeah.
And like I say, it was basically just karaoke, so it sounded fine. But the first guy was just funny. It's so
just bizarre.
Funny.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. What a show, And then at the end, he was like, "I got stickers. Who wants a sticker?" And it
No,
was
he
like
said,
crickets, dead silent.
he said I have 4 stickers. What he said. It was like just four.
Take them, please.
I think somebody went up and got one. To be fair,
Somebody did. I really regret not going and getting one. To be fair, like I would have worn that sticker with pride. Man.
He said he was a busker.
Yeah.
Like normally, I guess he plays violin. I would guess, but
yeah, I guess he'd do the violin for the backing track thing.
But yeah, no, it was some experience.
It was just bizarre. It was bizarre. But in a good way. Like I had a really good time there. The only downside a little bit was because we were all planning on getting a bus or something there. The buses were ridiculous. So Fee ended up driving us, and we'd all had a few pints at this point. Fee had like about 3 Cokes, and I just like. I could tell that she would have liked to have been able to have a drink and a bit of a dance, because some of the songs the guy was playing, like you could have got up and danced to, and I sort of feel like I missed out on that a little bit. So that's one of the reasons why I want to go back when it's a full band, so that I can really enjoy myself,
Yeah, definitely.
But that's cool that you'd want to go if they rearrange it, because I don't think they're going to give me a refund, to be honest.
They said the guy said they would, but maybe he was lying.
Yeah, but it's just bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so then we did leave like halfway through this guy's set, but not because it was bad, because we at this point were trying to arrange getting a curry.
Hadn't eaten anything.
Yeah, none of us had eaten anything.
So starving.
So we were going to try and get a curry from a place that we love. We couldn't do it. It was closed. We ended up getting in the car, going somewhere else. And I was saying to Fee yesterday, actually, that car ride was probably one of my favourite car rides ever, even though it was only like 20 minutes, because me, you and Adam were all, we'd had a few pints, and the tunes were getting cranked up. Hamby was like begging for some of that Slavic hard bass. So it was a mixture of hard bass and jungle, windows down, full blast, and people in the street were like dancing as we were driving past. We stopped, we got a curry, and then we listened to some of the new Chili Pepper tracks, and we were all like screaming these songs, full blast. It was great. It really was great. We got back to mine, we had a few more beers, we had some chats, and then we ended up, me, you, and Adam all slept in my king-size bed.
God.
And Fee's got a picture of all of us, like, all tucked in.
Yeah. I didn't get much sleep.
Piggy in the middle, Hamby.
Didn't get much sleep. Like, I drove home the next day and, like, slept, like, for 3 or 4 hours in the afternoon. I was like,
oh, so did I, yeah, fully.
Got to catch up. To be fair, I wasn't that badly hungover. I was just tired.
For me, it was like, we were up and I was awake, and I was like, right, let's go for a Spoonies breakfast. Haven't had one of those in a while. So we went for breakfast, had that, got back, and it was only like early afternoon that it really hit me. Headache came in, tired and whatnot. So yeah, then I slept for a few hours.
Yeah.
And then on that Saturday, it was like the same thing again, because then Fee's friends came round, and it was like Fee was going out into town and stuff. So yeah. But I really enjoyed that night. It was really good.
It was good fun.
It was a lot of fun. And I smashed the rest of Adam's curry last night because it was still in the fridge. Oh, and it was spicy as hell. I don't know why Fee ordered that for him.
Sorry, was it spicy as hell?
It was way spicy, man. So much spicier than what me and you had.
I thought he was just being a worse.
Nah, it was like proper chili and garlic, like.
Oh chili. Yeah, to be fair, I do order that sometimes, chili and garlic, like tikka.
Yeah,
chili and garlic tikka. No, I don't know what we had. Was it like we ordered a boot?
It was a lamb.
It was like a
lamb tikka something. I don't know.
It wasn't what we ordered.
No, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't.
It was pretty tasty, but I had probably had about like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 beers at that point. Yeah. And I literally hadn't eaten anything since like 10 o'clock that morning.
Yeah.
Like I had like a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
So like the beers were like hitting me quite hard because I just had an empty stomach.
Yeah, same, man. Same.
And then like that curry came and I just absolutely demolished it.
Yeah, you did.
I
I
was
remember being like halfway through mine, looking over, and there's like the empty Tupperware sat next to Hamby where he's just smashed it.
Yeah, I do eat quite fast normally, but that was even faster even me. Like, but I remember we were in the gig and I do remember my stomach like grumbling.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd had a bag of mini cheddars at 12, and it was then probably about 10. So
yeah,
had a lot of beers, but yeah, had a really great night. Really enjoyed it, and yeah, like I said, if you're down for the sort of the rematch, then I'm down for that also.
Hell yeah, do it again.
Sweet. Right, we should probably move on. Let's jump into everyone's favorite segment. So what are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
Right. So, it's a bank holiday Monday when we're recording this. And when in this situation with Hamby, we tend to record this pretty early in the day. As you can see, if this video works and you're watching this, it's like super light outside because it's early afternoon. So I said to Hamby, do you want to do a what are we drinking? You have a beer or something? And I think you were like, a bit too early for me, boy.
It's a bit too early for me. I've got a few things I need to do. So
yeah, fair enough.
I might have a beer later, but
yeah,
at 3 o'clock.
I haven't had a beer since that night. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So Hamby's on the Pepsi or something by the looks of it.
You're spoiling it. Pepsi Max Cherry.
Ches. Don't like the Pepsi Max, man. Way too sweet.
Nah. You're the odd one out there.
I'm the OG Pepsi kind of guy. Or in this case, Morrison's Special Cola is what I'm sipping on now.
We were drinking some weird stuff on Friday night.
Yeah, we were actually. Yeah.
What was it? I don't even want to say it. Was it Carpacci or something like that?
Yeah,
isn't it?
something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. And it was like this. It was like this 9% like lager from a random corner shop,
from like a dirty little corner store.
And it was bad. It was tasted like licorice, doesn't it?
Oh,
like,
it was disgusting. Fair play for you guys. I had a sip and was like, I physically cannot drink that. You guys, like, I think Adam leant through the seats of the car at one point and with a crushed can, like he just sandmaned that thing, And I was like, God damn, how have you drank that? Like,
that shop that we went to did some beers that I've never seen before. Like I bought like the OJ Pilsner or something, which wasn't very good, to be fair.
Crack a can of the OJ. I'm surprised you didn't bring an OJ on this, man.
I had a couple cans last night. There's one left in the fridge.
Oh, okay.
Might have it later.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I have a beer, and it's actually one that Adam left in my fridge. So I have got an Estrella. It's just lager from Barcelona, isn't it?
Uno cerveza, por favor.
Nice. I don't really drink lager. As I said on the episode with the Heineken Silver, I don't really drink lager. But I do know that it's crazy refreshing. And I don't know if you can see this, but this is like condensation all over it. This thing's been in the fridge since Adam put it there a few nights ago. So I'm going to crack this. I'm going to give it a swig. Get the can crack ASMR.
When I went on holiday last year, that was the beer they had on tap at the bar. So I slammed plenty of Estrellas in Spain.
Yeah, I have had them before, but it's not like a go-to of mine.
No, it's nice. It's not a bad beer.
Smells pretty good. Smells like a lager, but not like a disgusting fart lager. It's pretty good. It's refreshing. It's cold. Tastes like a good lager. What percentage is Estrella? Oh, it's a 4.6.
Yeah. It's a nice beer, Estrella. It's just a nice summery lager.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, like, it's really nice actually. it's probably one of the nicest lagers I've had in a while. As I say, I don't get it very often, but maybe I should.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good, that. All right, well, it's a short one because there's not a whole... I always find there's not a whole lot to say about lager because unless it's like a special... it's got like a special flavouring or something in it, they a lot of the time taste very similar, unlike the IPAs, where there's a lot of different things. I mean, I know someone who doesn't drink IPAs will be like, they all taste like shit. But
I think like I do like IPAs, but I find I can't spend the whole evening drinking them. Because like I just think they're a bit much. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I do like them. I have different tastes to you though. I know that you like the ridiculously hoppy and like really fruity IPAs, and like I just am not a massive fan of them. Like those kind of beers. But
well, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, fair play. You tried that. What was it that like guava IPA?
The BrewDog one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was alright. That was alright. But like, I couldn't sit there and drink it all evening.
Yeah.
Do you not think it would be like slamming like it'd be like slamming like fruit juice all evening basically?
Fruit juice.
Today, no, not bad, but I just couldn't. They're just a bit much for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I find though that it's like one or the other. I couldn't go like ales to lagers. You know what I mean? I need to stick with one of them.
Yeah.
I think it just messes my stomach up if I jump around too much.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
All right, let's leave that segment there.
What are we drinking?
All right, Hamby. I didn't... no, I'll ask you first. Did you listen to the most recent episode with Adam? Have you listened to that one yet?
I did not, no.
Okay, well, on that episode, I say something like, it's unfortunate Hamby's not here because it means there's not a ham bone to pick this week. And Adam was literally like, oh, man, like, I love the ham bone to pick. And we spoke for a few minutes about how, the ham bones are always on point. Adam is like, I 100% agree with everything that Mr. Hamby is saying. To the point where when he saw you on Friday, he was like, ham bone!
Yeah.
So I didn't speak to you beforehand. Usually I'm like, have you got a ham bone to pick, bro? But I know you probably won't come to the podcast unprepared. So it's time, everyone. It's my favourite segment of the show. It's Hamby's ham bone to pick.
He's pissed off, he's angry, his name must be Hamby. It's Hamby's ham bone to pick.
Okay, short and sweet. Next door's blossom tree has finally all dropped all of its petals, and they've literally all of them fallen in my garden. So
that is short and sweet. Next door's blossom tree pissing you off today, is it?
Oh yeah, that's what. I'll when I come off this, I'll show you. Like, it's literally like covering my entire garden. Well, maybe not.
Okay, so what sort of blossom is it?
I don't know. I don't really know my.
What colour
my
is it?
Ooh. Like pink.
Oh, it's cherry blossom then.
Is it?
Yeah. Man, you gotta be cold to not like cherry blossom, bro. It's beautiful.
No, I don't. We've got our own blossom tree, but it's just this one. Like it gets everywhere, and none of it falls in their garden. It all falls in just my garden.
Yeah, typical. I know what you mean, though. To be fair, like we've got the same situation. Bottom of my garden, there's a beautiful cherry blossom tree that hangs over, and like it falls on our garden. But luckily, not all of it. And also, the bottom of my garden is an absolute shithole anyway, so you can't really tell. But yeah. Well, you know what you should do, man? Just be that neighbour. And go get a hedge trimmer or something and chop off like everything that overhangs on your side.
No. So it's not even overhanging. Like it's completely their tree, and it's fine. It just blows into our garden. Last year we had it where like the window, we left like the upstairs bedroom window open like one day, and I came in upstairs to the bedroom and there was like pink petals like just everywhere in the bedroom. It just gets everywhere. And like and last year as well, we were I remember last year because we only just got the dog,
Yeah.
so we were like trying to like toilet train the dog, and there was all these petals outside, and that was fine. But then there was like a big storm, so all the petals like turned to like mush basically.
Oh,
So I was
yeah,
like stood outside like with the dog, like dog obviously just trying to toilet train him, and there's just mushy like petals everywhere, and it was horrible, and it obviously gets everywhere as well.
I had a mushy garden situation the other week. I decided it was time to mow the little bit of grass that I do have in my garden, and I ran over a load of I don't know what it was. I thought it was just grass. It's like real leafy plants or something that I've got on the one side. So I was going over it, and it was clogging the mower up like really bad. And when I'd sort of gone over it a little bit, I lifted it off, and it had like turned that whole area into like a soup. It was it was gross. It was like mush green soup.
It looked like pesto.
Yeah, literally. And like I had to fully stop. We had to not let the dog go out for a few hours for it to like dry up, because I knew that if he ran in that, it would be like green paws, green arms.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, next door's cherry blossom tree, dude. Sounds like you need to do something about that. Sneak over and like poison the shit out of it or something.
No, we got on well with them. It's no one's fault. It's just we've got our own one. To be fair, that's like kind of annoying, but it blossoms like a good like month ago, basically. So,
well, just scoop it all up, bro, and just chuck it back over.
I'll be very, very, very petty, but very funny.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm sure there are people out there who obviously have similar things. You know what would be really cool is if you listening, send us an email, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com, with your ham bones to pick. Let us know what really pisses you off. That'd be super cool. All right. Let's finish the Hamby's ham bones.
He's pissed off, he's angry, his name must be Hamby. It's Hamby's ham bone to pick.
All right, little bit of entertainment news. I got a few points, but they're not like paragraphs like they were in last week's episode, so we'll probably run through this pretty quickly. I've got a feeling this is going to be a short podcast anyway, to be fair, because the main talking point, we can probably blast through in about 10 minutes. We're going to be talking about our sort of ultimate fantasy dinner party. But before we do, entertainment news, everybody. Right. The Batman. Hamby, have you seen it yet?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for it to come out on a streaming site.
Yeah, it's out at the moment, but it's like you have to pay for it all,
Yeah, we probably will, to be fair, but yeah.
Well, I had a little look at it on Sky, and it's literally like $15.99 to rent.
Yeah.
Not worth it. That's like the price of a cinema ticket.
Well, yeah, true, yeah.
But anyway, we all knew. Well, say we all knew. People that like look into it and stuff are fairly obvious that it's going to be like a trilogy, basically. But nothing was actually confirmed until shortly after last week's podcast, when it was confirmed that the Batman 2 is coming out. It's getting a sequel. Pattinson's going to be back, or as James and Mason from the Weekly Planet podcast call him, Robert Battenbat is coming back as Batman. Zoe Kravitz is also returning as Catwoman, which is pretty cool because I actually thought that Catwoman was probably one of the best things about the film. Not to go into it too much because Mr. Hambus hasn't seen it. But yeah, the Batman 2, it's official. Next bit of news. Avatar. Do you remember that film, Hamby?
Yeah, I remember.
The big blue people running around.
It wasn't that great.
Yeah. I always find this weird, right? Because up until Endgame, it was the highest grossing movie of all time. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like it's just not that great. Like I remember going to the cinema when it came out and being like, it's okay, but
it was like cool visually, wasn't it? But
that was really all it had going for itself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I remember there was so much hype for it when it came out. the first
Oh,
one.
it was mad, and it was like all about it's going to be in 3D, it's going to be in 3D. But I think at the time it wasn't in like IMAX 3D. I might be wrong, but it was in like shitty normal cinema 3D. Which is just an absolute waste of time and money, in my opinion. But yeah, so when it came out, it was like a landmark movie, and they actually announced, I'm pretty sure, like 5 sequels when it came out. It's obviously been out for like probably over 10 years at this point. I don't know, I can't remember exactly when it came out. I think it was like late noughties. But yeah, it got a load of sequels announced, but nothing ever came of them. I'm pretty sure Disney now own that property, so they're sort of pushing ahead with it. Anyway, there's been a load of hype and everything about it recently, and Avatar 2 has officially been given a title. So that title is Avatar ... The Way of Water. Weird.
Sounds. I probably won't. I wouldn't rush the cinema to watch it.
I won't be.
But...
No. I think I'm just going to wait until it's out on Disney Plus or something.
You know what? It's such a weird one that they're even doing it. Like, the first one came out so long ago.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's like why that
know,
massive time gap?
And fair enough, I guess it was a success, like, at the box office, but, like, it was pretty universally, like, meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder whether, when this new one comes out, it's going to come out, like, straight after the last one, if you get me, or if they're going to acknowledge that, like, so much time has passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of movies where basically every character is a big CGI person. It just doesn't grip me, kind of thing. But Avatar 2, The Way of Water. Another film which is coming out, which has been given a title, is actually a series that I'm a big fan of. It's the Mission Impossible films. How many of those have you seen? Are you up to date with those?
I don't know if I'm up to date. I think I've seen most of them. I'm trying to think.
Fallout, which is the last one, I would say is actually a very good movie. Like, crazy stunts. There's scenes in the film where it goes from being like a typical, the normal sort of aspect ratio with the black bars on the top and the bottom. It then sort of expands to like an IMAX screen when they're doing all their stunts, and there's crazy stunts in it. I think like Tom Cruise obviously is notorious for like really going hard on all of his own stunts, but there's a scene where he's flying a helicopter and he takes it into like a downward barrel roll or something, but it's all real. He did it, and there's and you're just watching from like a camera behind him, and the visuals are crazy. So cool. I get they're sort of like when you actually consider how old Tom Cruise is, and you know what he's doing, it's a little bit sort of implausible, but I really enjoy them. Anyway, they're filming the last 2, or they may have finished filming them now. But Mission Impossible 8, which I'm pretty sure is the next one, has officially been given a title, and it is Mission Impossible ... Dead Reckoning Part 1. I think they're doing the Part 1 because there's going to be 2 more before the franchise is, or at least Tom Cruise's part in the franchise is done.
Yeah.
So it's going to be one of these Part 1, Part 2 situations. But I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Like I said, even if you just watch it for the stunts, like, it's worth it. More Tom Cruise news now. I didn't even intentionally do this, but the initial reviews for the upcoming Top Gun Maverick film have come out, and I thought it looked like meh from the trailers. You know, it's a bit, again, Tom Cruise's age. He's still, in the trailers, he's like still dicking around on that airbase, you know, riding his motorbike, and you're like, fuck me, man, you're like 60 years old. How are you still there? Like, how have you not been promoted or something, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, reviews are coming out, and it's supposed to be very good. I think Screen Crush, which is a site and channel I follow, have called it the perfect sequel. So we'll have to see what that is. I actually really enjoyed the first Top Gun.
Yeah.
There's one like video essay online about how the whole film is all about homosexuality, which is quite interesting. You know, the extended shots of like glistening bodies as they're playing volleyball and stuff like that. But yeah, Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise is probably going to do more crazy stunts in that, so it might be worth seeing it just for that. Next little bit of news. They have basically announced, I don't know if they already had announced it, but they've basically announced that there is going to be a prequel film, probably a film series or saga, for the Hunger Games. And it's been given a title, I think, but it's also been given a release date. So, it's going to be called, basically, I mean, there is already a prequel book, so I think they're just calling it what the book is, which is The Hunger Games, A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And it's coming out November 17th, 2023, and I think it's going to follow President Snow, and it's sort of like him as an 18-year-old or something. I don't know. I mean,
Fair enough.
I like The Hunger Games to a point.
Yeah.
I think the first one and half the second one are pretty good, but
Yeah,
the rest of them
yeah.
not so much. But yeah, Hunger Games prequel in the works. Now, this next little bit of news, there's a bit of a sort of an ongoing joke in this podcast, which is that whenever Mr. Adam Grizzly Bear Homer is on, I always try and get some Fast and Furious news because I know that he is just an absolute mega fan. He won't like me saying this, but he does actually have a massive poster of Vin Diesel in his room. I know his missus keeps telling him to take it down, but he's like, no fucking way. You don't touch Vin. And he calls it Vin as well. He's like, leave Vin alone. But Adam actually sent me this news. So, in honor of Adam, the mega fan, Fast X, which we spoke about in the last one. It's Fast 10, but people are going to call it Fast X. The director, Justin Lin, who I think has directed the last 2, maybe 3, I don't know. He's walked off. Like, days into filming, he's done. There's a few theories. I've seen a few videos out there about why. Maybe people are thinking it might have something to do with Papa Vin, sort of, throwing his weight around on set. But, yeah, they don't have a director as it stands. So, just see what that means for the franchise. Hopefully that Adam's not too upset by that. Although he did say heartbreaking with a broken heart emoji when he sent me that, to be fair. So, yeah, always got to get some news, some fast news for Adam. All right, next bit of news. Something I sent you a couple days ago. A new album from a band that we both really like, Rammstein.
Oh, yeah, you sent me this morning.
Oh, was it this morning?
Yeah, I think so. I think I was walking the dog.
So,
Yeah.
have you managed to listen to any of it yet? Besides the
No.
singles?
Not yet. I heard it's called Zeit.
Zeit. Yeah, so I listened to most of it this morning, and it's good. It is good. I
Give it
would
a listen.
say it's much better than their 2019 album that was just called Rammstein.
Which I didn't. I listened to that. I wasn't
It's
really
the
a
one
fan.
with the artwork where it's just a match on it with like
Yeah.
a white background.
No, I will listen to it. I'll give it a listen.
It's definitely worth listening to, man. It's like it's got their like signature sound. Hard, some slower ones, some big vocal parts by Till Lindemann. Yeah, I just really didn't like that 2019 album. I thought that it was just like meh, But this one is good. And I would recommend it to anyone who is a fan, obviously a fan of Rammstein or a fan of like heavier music. They're always a lot of fun. I've seen them live. A lot of cool show. So yeah, new music by Rammstein, Zeit. It's out now on Spotify, wherever you listen to shit. Last bit of news. Now this again is something that I mentioned in last week's podcast, where I spoke about Infinity Ward's Facebook profile, all their profiles going dark. I don't know if you saw that, Hamby, but they basically like changed all of their cover photos, pictures, and everything to just a black background.
Yeah.
but then someone from IGN went on there, turned the contrast up, and they said they thought they could see a little bit of Ghost's mask from Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
In the days since then, they have full on come out and they've put the artwork and they've said, hell yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is coming. Me and Adam spoke about it in the last podcast. I said, I've said a few times, I really enjoyed that first Modern Warfare, as in the rebooted one. So I actually am really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I'd say like Vanguard wasn't a bad game, but it certainly was a bit of a come down from Modern Warfare. Well, Cold War. I know Cold War was before that, but from Modern Warfare.
To be fair though, it was miles better than Cold War.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in my opinion, a lot of people say Vanguard is their least favorite Call of Duty ever. Like it's
really,
yeah. If you go on Reddit's probably the worst place to look at this stuff, but it's like they absolutely hate Vanguard.
Oh, that's surprising because I didn't think it was a bad game at all. I thought the story was really good, the gameplay was satisfying, the multiplayer was COD multiplayer.
It had its issues. It was glitchy as hell when it came out. And I think I said to you, why the hell did they even bother releasing it on previous gen?
Yeah.
I saw Tomo playing it, and I was like, how the hell are you even
Well, I've played it.
Awful.
You've been there when we've played it with Tomo, and we've played some multiplayer split screen, and it's like, why are they releasing it? Because it's broken on the old consoles.
It's bad, yeah.
When you for anyone who's played the Vanguard multiplayer, when you at the end of the game it shows a highlight or something, and then it shows a series of little animations where you can vote for the MVP of the game, basically. On Tomos, that doesn't work at all. It basically glitches really bad, and then it's someone doing a T-pose, glitching around the screen. It's really fucked up.
It's really bad, yeah. But I'm looking forward to Modern Warfare 2, and I hope they do something actually half decent with Warzone.
Well, they're supposed to be doing that Warzone 2, aren't they?
Yeah, I know the rumor was that they were completely redoing it. Which, I thought they were going to do that for Caldera, and they weren't. They didn't. They just brought out Caldera, and it was it was, if anything, it was worse than the original map, Verdansk.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what they mean by completely redo it.
I think they'll. It's everything from scratch, I reckon. So I reckon.
I hope so. Yeah.
I reckon there'll be no It'll be all the guns will be gone. It'll be completely new, gameplay, all that kind of thing. Because that was the thing I didn't get about Caldera. It was because when they said they were bringing it out, I was like, oh, sweet. It means they're gonna start a clean slate, no Modern Warfare guns, and it was like that for a few weeks with a certain playlist. But then they brought back all the guns. And I get it that people grinded for years and years and years to get these guns. But I just thought, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just I just want to have fewer guns on this new game, have it be its own thing, and and I get it. Warzone's really popular, and if they just said no Modern Warfare guns or no Cold War guns, people would just hit the roof.
Yeah.
But
I hope that they it's new maps and a new map and all that stuff. I want to see it go back to an urban style map. I think me and Adam said on the last podcast that I think both of us did, although it got old. Both of us did much prefer Verdansk overall.
Oh yeah, it's Caldera. It's cool, and the whole mountain thing's cool, but there's just maybe it's just the way that we like to play. The amount of times I'm in Caldera, I just get sniped from miles away.
Yeah, well, this is what Adam was saying, that I think he was saying he basically, the verticality, which is something that they probably thought, adds an extra level that someone can be all the way up there. But that's bad about it, because you've got that whole mountain area where it's just a waste of map, basically.
Yeah.
There's no cover. You're the king if you're on the volcano, and just. I think I just much prefer like modern sort of rooms and things like that rather than like open jungle. I think.
Yeah, the rebirth is like good, and hopefully
Rebirth.
hopefully they'll either keep it or do something else with it. Rebirth.
Yeah, hope so.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
We'll do it.
Oh, sorry, Hamby. Carry on, bro.
No, just saying. Looking forward. Modern Warfare 2, the actual game. I'm looking forward to it. The storyline and stuff. Cause
definitely.
The actual campaign for Modern Warfare was pretty good. Really
probably one of my favourite campaigns. Yeah.
I hope they don't do the thing they did with Modern Warfare, which was the data packs. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
Like
the whole modular thing.
They got rid of it for Vanguard, I think.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't anywhere near as like complicated. But I remember like when we were trying to play Modern Warfare on Xbox One during like the first COVID lockdown. Do you remember? And it was like if you installed them in the wrong order or didn't uninstall an old one, your game just wouldn't work.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It was like there was a whole error code that you would get, and it was coming from one of the data packs. Yeah.
Oh god! And then I think they got rid of it in Vanguard. I think they just had it so that like any other game where you just download it, it just does it all for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, on the last podcast, we spoke about modular games and how, like, it's ultimately a hassle. Because, I mean, we had this situation where we were trying to download Gears to play on the stream.
Oh, yeah.
And downloaded a 40 gigabyte update. Oh, no, not update, a 40 gigabyte download, and there's nothing there. You still then have to download the campaign, you have to download all the multiplayer modes, all that shit. It's like, fuck's sake,
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah. All right, well, that was the entertainment news for this week. Let's move on to, as I say, the meat in this podcast. Now, this was a weird one because I genuinely struggled a little bit to think about what we could do on this pod, and I put a few ideas across to Hamby. We've got an episode planned, right? We've had one planned for weeks now, but it requires you and Adam to be on it at the same time. And so I thought today was the day that we're actually going to be able to do it. Unfortunately, Adam had some stuff going on, so he couldn't participate in this podcast. So it was like a bit of a last minute, like, what can we do? So as you've already seen of the title's going to be something like The Ultimate Dinner Party. I took that old-fashioned question where it's like, who would you invite to a tea party? And why, basically. And Hamby was like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool, let's do that. And I said, all right, well, it's got to be like entertainment based, so like movies, video games, music, that sort of thing. We put a limit on 5 people per party, and what I thought we'd do, Hamby, is basically just run through them. Who is it, and why have you invited them? And then at the at the end, maybe what are you going to get up to at this party? So Do you want to go for your first one, or do you want me to start it off?
Yeah, go on, I'll go first. Well, do you want me to go through all of them, or just the first one?
Just one, just the first one.
Okay. First one's kind of dumb, because I was just trying to think of, like, I sort of went through, like, video games, movies, TV shows. Started with video games.
Yeah.
So, I was going to have Duke Nukem, so...
That'd be sick. I don't even think
I don't really... The only Duke Nukem game I played is Duke Nukem Forever, which
really?
I don't know if you remember, but like that game was a pile of trash. It was
it was awful. 12 years in development hell, I think.
Yeah. But I remember playing it, and it's like it's glitchy as hell and it's trash. But like the one-liners and things that he comes out with are great. There was some really, really strange like game elements where you could, like throw poop at walls and all this.
You pick it up and he's like, "What am I doing?" Yeah.
So, but I think it would be a laugh.
Great plan, Duke.
I think it'd be a laugh.
I never played it, but I played the demo a whole lot.
I think the demo is probably enough. But yeah, I think it would be a laugh anyway, at the very least, for a few hours.
That's a great choice. That is a great choice. Yeah, I can imagine that being pretty funny. So I did the same thing. I thought of video games, movies, and things. I thought, though, I'm going to have... If it's a real person, not dead, basically, they have to be alive. This is my thinking. I tried to think of video games. I struggled a little bit with the video games. I didn't come up with someone until the last one, so that's my last person. But it sounds so typical of me to say, but my first guest would be Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Because there's so many things that I'd just like to pick his brain about. I'd ask him to bring an instrument, although I have some here, so I guess that's not that big a deal. And I would just literally ask him about loads of stuff, and I'd be like, show me some things, because obviously I'm a bass player, and I consider Flea to be not the best, but like one of my favourites. So I just like to pick his brain about a load of stuff, basically. I was going to put John Frusciante as well, because he's one of my favourite guitar players, but John comes across as the sort of the quiet one in the band, and I kind of feel like you wouldn't get that much conversation out of him if you were in a room with loads of other people. So I was like, well, leave John at home, just bring Flea, you know. And I can imagine after a few like rums or something that Flea would definitely be on the table. You know? So I would invite Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay,
that's my first guest.
I'll have my music one, and it's not
Okay.
really for any sort of
Dr. Dre.
No, it's not for any music ability really. It's just Tom DeLonge, mainly because I think he'd be fun to talk about aliens for like hours on end.
Sick.
Like,
that's a great choice, man.
Like, you think about it, like after a few drinks, you know, you just talk about all the batshit conspiracy theories that like he's really, really into, and you could be like, yeah, I don't care about your music, as cool as it is, but like I just want to talk about aliens.
That's a fantastic. I think I would be coming to your party after mine is finished, because yeah, man, like I would love to be like, so why the hell did you leave like $1 million band to go and watch UFOs in a field? You know what I mean? Like, that guy fascinates me, man, and I'm already really interested in the whole conspiracies and things. So like,
yeah. That's it. I think like, you know, yeah, not for the music really. I mean, the music's bonus. You put some Blink.
Would you get him to do a bit of karaoke or something?
I mean, you can sing, you know, like All the Small Things or something if you want, but like, that's not really why he's there.
Tom DeLonge, yeah, good choice, man. Good choice. All right, so my second is actually a double whammy. It's two of my choices in one. I went for some movie characters. So I was picking my brains at who, you know, maybe like a badass, maybe a funny guy, I don't know. And I ended up settling on Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan, also known as Bill and Ted from the Bill and Ted films.
It's good.
Because they are. This is my favorite. It's my favorite film. Yeah, the first probably and second Bill and Ted films. But I just thought, you know, those guys play guitar. Flea plays bass. I thought maybe we can have a little bit of a jam. I'd like to just be around them when they're doing their whole like excellent and all that stuff. And also, they can time travel. So maybe if the party gets a bit stale, we just fuck off to like fucking Roman times or something, you know, and have a bit of a dick about, and then go somewhere else and stuff like that. So I thought, yeah, you know, they're bringing maybe they'd bring some friends, bring Death or something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
No, yeah, pretty funny.
But
Genghis Khan.
So Genghis Khan totally tore up what's that quote from the film? It's one of my favorite quotes from. He says something like, "This dude totally ravaged like ancient China, and up until 2 hours ago, totally ravaged an Oshman Sporting Goods." When he's in the mall with the baseball bats and stuff. Yeah, so good. So yeah, Bill and Ted, that's 2 in 1 for me. I'm counting it as 2 people.
Okay.
I did think about bringing one or the other, but I think you need to have both of them.
Oh yeah, you can't have one.
So yeah, Bill and Ted for my number 2 and number 3.
Okay. Yeah, so I think my second one is from a TV show.
Okay.
And he's a minor character in a TV show.
Sheldon
TV show.
Cooper from The Big Bang Theory.
Damn it, no, it's not.
That would be awful.
No, it's gonna be Badger from Breaking Bad.
Okay, Badger.
Yeah, Badger from Breaking Bad.
I don't remember him.
The guy with the weird voice, who's like Jesse Pinkman's like best friend.
Yeah, I do
Badger,
remember him. Yeah.
He's got some great one-liners in the show. As Badger, obviously not the actor. The Badger.
Yeah.
I think he's got some great one-liners. He, I guess he's always baked. I guess, but he seems like a funny dude in the show at least. I think he'd be a laugh. I think got lots of funny stories to tell.
Yeah, defo.
It's always great.
Probably try and sell you some shit while he's there. Or
probably, which but I think it'd be a funny evening.
That's a good choice. So you've got like two like funny guys. One of them's an absolute batshit crazy badass, and Badger. I'm trying to think of some of his quotes now. Is he the slide me down your chocolatey river of meth guy?
Yeah, and then he was like, I'm fat stacking Benjis, and he says, no, what's that? He says something about fat stacking Benjis, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That really funny quote, yeah. Either way, yeah. Funny character.
Badger. I've been thinking about rewatching all of Breaking Bad again, because I don't think Fee's ever seen it, and I've still never seen Better Call Saul.
No, I
that's
haven't.
That's one of the things that I get constantly is from all sorts of people, like, you need to watch Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
I just still haven't got around to it.
So I watched Breaking Bad like when it was on TV. And I finished it when it finished, and then me and Tilly. So Tilly basically before we met, she was like, "Oh, I watched Breaking Bad, but only up until season 3."
Yeah.
And I was like,
"How many seasons are there? Is it 5?"
Like 5.5, I think. 'Cause it's like the last one's like split in half, or like split into 2.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
And I was like, how the hell did you... And she was like, I got bored of it. I was like, how the hell did you get bored of it? Like, it's like one of those weird shows where you... I don't know.
You just binge the whole season, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, like, addictive, like... So, we rewatched it, and then since watching it, she said it's fantastic, and it is a great show.
Yeah.
But, like, Better Call Saul, I've watched the first season of it, and I found it... I don't know. I think I was maybe... it was when it first came out, like, literally straight after Breaking Bad. And I think I kind of thought it was going to be like Breaking Bad, and it's just not. At that point in the show anyway, it's just not.
Yeah.
And it's, like, way more slower paced. The first season, I think, was, like, kind of introducing the premise and the characters and things. And it was just really slow paced compared to, like, Breaking Bad, which... at times was like really, really fast and like lots of things going on in each episode. It was just completely different. Whether or not I know there's like 5 seasons, and I've heard it is very, very good, Better Call Saul. So it must pick up at some point for it to be popular.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
But,
I think so. Yeah, all I keep hearing as well is like how this character's coming back and this character's coming back, and characters from Breaking Bad.
So I probably will watch it at some point. I really enjoyed the El Camino.
I haven't watched that. I haven't seen that.
Oh, haven't you? Oh, that's actually pretty good. I was surprised.
Yeah, I was thinking
really
about watching that, rewatching it all and then watching that.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't seen that. It's been out for a while.
No, I know, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's worth a watch. It's like, I mean, it's not as good as the show, obviously, but it's... I was a little... When they said that was going to come out, I was like, what's the point? Like, why? Like, the ending of Breaking Bad is great, in my opinion. It's like, it ends, like, it's just a little bit ambiguous, in that, like, it's not sort of too ambiguous,
Yeah.
And I was like, why the hell have they got to, like, explain what happens after? And
yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
But it wasn't bad, actually. It was pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you've done your first 2. I've done my 3. Do you want to do your number 3 now?
Yeah. So
okay,
I can do. What should I do? I'll do another video game one.
Okay.
So it's a little bit like kind of cliche, I guess. But I was gonna go for Trevor Phillips from GTA 5.
Really, you want him at your dinner party?
I mean,
he's gonna burn the place down. Bro.
Maybe I won't do it at my house. Maybe I'll do it at someone else's.
That's probably a
house.
safe bet. Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it at someone else's house.
Yeah.
It might be a pretty crazy party, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
It's gonna be a crazy party.
Mine's gonna be a bit of a mad one. Doo on the walls and.
So you're actually going with Trevor Phillips, not Stephen Ogg, like Trevor Phillips.
No, he's got to be the character. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Turns up in his underpants, like.
Yeah, it's got to be the character. I think. Yeah, I mean, he's a very, very popular character in GTA 5. And it's what's the actor's name? I'm blanking on the actor's name.
Stephen Ogg.
Stephen Ogg. Yeah. Ogg.
Yeah.
Ogg.
O-double-G.
Yeah. Obviously did a great job with it. So it's I think it'd be a laugh.
That would be hilarious. I reckon fights will break out. Like Duke Nukem and
between
Trevor
Duke,
Phillips are gonna be,
between
yeah.
Me and Tom will just be in the corner talking about aliens.
Yeah. Oh, to be fair, I forgot Tom DeLonge was there. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are just gonna be chatting while the other guys can be fighting the whole time.
This fight in the corner.
All right, my number 4. It's a movie character. It's Thor from the Marvel films. Okay. I just think that he's a big funny lad. Is what I've got written down.
Likes to drink.
And yeah, that's it. And I thought, when he actually gets pissed, I reckon it's going to be a really hilarious time. He's obviously got like magical powers as well. I'll save some of this for what are we going to do, but the options are limitless, I can just imagine him bringing some of that, that strong drink that he has in the second Avengers movie and like passing that round and us all being on the floor and stuff.
Yeah.
Big funny lad is basically it. Like, I mean, I've got Flea, I've got Bill and Ted, who are both funny guys, but I thought a big funny lad like Thor, probably more so like Ragnarok, later Avengers films, that sort of Thor, not like serious blonde eyebrows Thor. I mean, you can just imagine that. I don't need to say too much about that. I've got one left. Hamby, do you want to go for your last one?
Yeah, go on. So, mine, I'm going to go for an actor, just because I think it's
cool.
an actor who I'd really like to talk to. I'll go with Tom Hanks.
Yep. Sick.
Tom Hanks.
That's a good choice. I'm just trying to picture him now, sat there at the table while all this chaos is going on.
I think. Well, I'll get to it after. I think my party will be.
That's random, dude.
My party will definitely be like 2 groups of people.
Like Tom Hanks will be sat next to Tom DeLonge, and Tom DeLonge won't fucking shut up about UFOs, and Tom Hanks really doesn't care yet.
I don't even need to say any more, really, do I?
That's so random, but it's also a very good choice. I saw a picture the other day, and it was on Facebook, and it was like, this is the weirdest picture, and it was a picture of Tom Cruise with long hair, Arnold Schwarzenegger standing next to him like with his muscles out, and then Tom Hanks leaning over Schwarzenegger's shoulder, and it was just like, why does this picture exist?
I saw that, and everybody was saying that it looks like Tom Hanks's like hands are on thingies like hips, like he's sort of it's like, I did see that
it's
picture.
Just so random. Yeah, Tom Hanks, fantastic choice. Fucking great actor. Yeah, really good, man. By the way, speaking of Tom Hanks, did you ever get around to watching all of those, Da Vinci Code films?
Oh, not all of them. No, we only watched the first one so far.
Missing out there, bro. Missing out.
I know. We'll catch up. We will do.
All right, my last choice. I don't think it can beat Tom Hanks. Actually, it's pretty poor compared to Tom Hanks. My last choice, video game character. I thought I got to have at least one. So I went with Lara Croft. And I'm talking like reboot 2013 Lara Croft.
Yeah.
I just thought like she's a badass survivor. Probably have loads of crazy cool stories to tell. Will probably get on really well with Thor. If we get up to some crazy shenanigans, she's probably a pretty cool person to have your back. If anything kicks off. So Lara Croft, yeah, like and I said this to Fee, and Fee was like, "What? Angelina Jolie?" And I was like, "Fuck no!" Me and Fee have got this thing where when we talk about Tomb Raider, I'm always talking about the 2013 game series Tomb Raider, because that's my favourite. Like, yeah, I grew up with original PS1 Tomb Raider, but that's my favourite Tomb Raider, whereas Fee absolutely loves those two Angelina Jolie movies. So for her, that's Tomb Raider, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. I'm talking the young survivor badass Tomb Raider. So at my dinner party, we've got Flea from the Chili Peppers, we've got Bill and Ted, we've got Thor, and we've got Lara Croft. And I'll go first. What I'm thinking we'll do is we'll start with some chat about music and stuff like that. They'll have the beers, everyone's going to be meeting, introducing. Then I thought when the beers get a bit crazy, we'll do some time traveling. We'll all go on some adventures. Then I thought, we're going to have Thor. So let's go to Asgard. Let's see what that's all about. We're just going to have some... It's going to be a dinner party, but then we're all going to end up getting like absolutely smashed and have like a rip-roaring adventure through time. Is how I thought it would probably end up.
So I think...
So run us through your choices again, man, and let us know what it is you're going to be doing.
Yeah, so got Duke Nukem from the Duke Nukem series of games. Got Badger from Breaking Bad. Got Trevor Phillips from Grand Theft Auto 5. Tom DeLonge, who's the former guitarist and vocalist from Blink-182.
Yeah.
And I got Tom Hanks, the very well-known actor.
That's the randomest pick of people, man. Like the randomest one.
So I think I definitely think there's two different camps in this sort of group. I reckon there's the quiet ones, and then there's the sort of louder ones. And I reckon
then there's the start a fucking fire in your living room ones. Yeah.
Well, so I think once they all come and introduce themselves, I think we should start off nice, and I think we should get the in-depth chat out the way first. So
yeah.
I think we should kick it off with everyone's favourite Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure they all have very different opinions on that.
I wonder what Duke Nukem's would be. Castaway, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know, like Terminal or something. I don't know. Go through all that. Then I think we're gonna have to talk about aliens. Everyone's gonna want to talk to Tom about aliens.
Yeah,
I think, and I think Tom could probably talk for hours about it. But we'll have to probably cut him off at some point because he'll probably be getting into the like some weird conspiracy theories about the deep state or something. I don't know. So then we'll have some food and drinks, more drinks. I think then we're gonna have to do some like party games. And I think
cool.
I think Duke Nukem and Trevor are going to be the two like most competitive ones.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to have them on separate teams, I think.
Well, yeah. So I'm thinking something like a sort of maybe some snooker or pool or something, or some darts.
Okay, yeah.
Darts. I kind of want something that'll end up in a fight because it'll be kind of funny. So if you arm them with pool cues, like
someone's getting hit. Yeah.
Someone's
Trevor Phillips is going to break a pool cue over Tom Hanks's back or something.
So I think my party is going to end in tears, and I think there's going to be, like you said, I suspect something is going to be set on fire.
Yeah, definitely. The venue is going to burn down at the end of the night.
But either way, I think it's going to be one to remember. So.
Oh, 100%. I could just imagine you stood there, you and Tom Hanks just stood there just watching a place burn down while everyone else is like, hey! Even Tom DeLonge is getting involved because he's had way too many at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks is just like, I need to go.
Why did I come?
Bro, this turned out way better than I could have expected. Like, I think my choice is like, so, but your choice is fucking hilarious. What would be funny is send us an email. I say this all the time, but send us an email or comment on the video, I don't know, on the posts or whatever, and let us know who your who's coming to your fantasy dinner party. What's going to happen? Where you going? What are you drinking? And yeah, really like try and put some video game characters. You can have real life people like Hamby did. Try and keep them alive though, like nobody dead, because if they're dead, you're gonna have a corpse at your party, and that's not great. So
absolutely.
Get some video game characters in there. Get some movie characters. 5 people. Let us know who's coming and what you're getting up to. Well, dude, I think we've come to the end of another very successful episode of DWP. It's been great having you on, Hamby. Always is. Always a treat. Chatting
thank
with
you.
Hopefully we didn't bore people for too long at the beginning talking about that Friday night we had. I still it's one of the most bizarre nights I've had, bizarre gigs. But yeah, definitely good fun. 100%. I'm going to phone the venue like shortly after we finish this call, and I'll try and fix up for us to go to round 2 of that night. But I'll say, is that kid performing? Because if he isn't, I'm out.
Wade. What was this Wade? I can't remember.
Wait band. Yeah, I don't know. Really hope that you, the listener, have enjoyed this episode. It's great fun for us to record them, but hopefully it's entertaining and intellectual. No, it's not intellectual. Hopefully it's just entertaining for you and something to get you through the beginning of your week. We record these every Tuesday, so there'll be another episode this time next Tuesday. There will also be a live stream on Friday. I'm hoping that I can be joined by Mr. Hamby, and we can finally get around to playing a bit of Gears. I've been looking forward to it for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
If you want to support the podcast, one thing that really helps is get on whatever platform you're on and leave us a review. Leave us a 5-star review. You can say it's shit if you want. Just give us them stars, because the more we've got some already. To be fair, I feel like maybe I should read some out at some point. But the more stars we get, the more likely this podcast is to be sort of recommended to people. It's going to pop up on their things, and we can spread it around. Thanks for telling people about the podcast, so we get some new listeners and stuff. If you really want to support the podcast, what you can do is you can go to buymeacoffee.com/DudeWutPodcast. And you can buy us a coffee, which basically means sending us a £1 coin if you don't need it. It all goes towards just the general running of the podcast and equipment and stuff like that. But you totally don't have to. It's optional. It's there if you want to do it. As always, you can get in touch with us, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. Send us an email. Send us some things to talk about. Let us know what you think about anything. Right, we've come to the end of another episode. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you this time next week. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.